Well, hi there. My name is Tonia Devereux and I'm one of the tour directors in Southern Africa. I run both of the Southern African trips. One is Zimbabwe, Namibia and Cape Town with an extension to the Kruger National Park, and the other one is Africa's wildlife trip, which is mainly wildlife focused, and that covers Zimbabwe, Chobe in Botswana, as well as the Lower Zambezi National Park in Zambia. And I'm here today to help you with one of your biggest dilemmas. What do I pack for an African safari? And one of the biggest concerns that you might have is, will I end up with a wardrobe full of beige clothes? Well, the answer to that is no. Other than having to go out and buying a few little things that you would need for safari, okay, you do not need to be limited to just beige. So I'm here just to help you with that, and just to show you that apart from those few items that you might need to buy, which is always fun because it's always nice going out and shopping, but other than that, there's a lot of things that you can bring from home that you already have in your wardrobe. Okay, so just to talk to you a little bit about the weather that we have in South Africa. Of course, we are all topsy-turvy, so your winters, our summers, etc. But what you will find is that we would have hot, rainy summer, okay, and then we would have more cooler, dry winters. But your temperatures are fairly moderate during most of your time that you would be here. So if you were to look at your winters are not really cold. You might start 50s, 60s and working your way up to the 70s during the day. So very, very nice. Your summers can of course get much warmer, where we might work up to the 80s, 90s, sometimes in some areas like the Lower Zambezi, we might even get into the hundreds. Okay, but what we want to do is make sure that we have the right clothes that where you are going to feel comfortable, okay, and clothes that are nice and easy to pack, nice and cool to wear, or when you do come in winter, that we dress more in layers. Okay, layers are really the focus. Okay, so before we get started on the clothes, just wanted to cover a big topic, okay, which is always mosquitoes. All right, and yes, we do have in some of the areas have been known to have malaria, but for the most part, most of these places that you are going to be visiting have malaria under control. It is of course imperative that you take malaria medication, and then you just take the necessary precautions when you're here. And those necessary precautions are just that you make sure that you are dressed appropriately in the evening. That is the only time that you really have to worry about mosquitoes. Not during the day, just at night. And that you make sure that you have a good DEET. Now I know you have quite a few varieties of DEET at home, but we have a very nice dry spray that we have in South Africa, 2 different kinds, and you don't need lots and lots and lots of DEET. Honestly, you need 1 to 2 cans per couple. That's all you need, just to be able to spray on you a little bit at night. So you don't even need to bring from home. You can always just pop into the pharmacy when you come through. Your tour director will help you with that, and you can get a nice can of dry DEET, which, you know, doesn't leave you with that sticky feeling, especially when it's really hot. There's nothing worse than that sticky feeling. Okay, so you can always leave the DEET to that. But other than that, you don't need to worry so much about mosquitoes, and you definitely don't need to spray all your clothes with that special DEET spray. Don't even worry about things like that. Okay, then just pop that down there. Then, apart from mosquitoes, I just wanted to talk to you about something that's very important that you bring on your trip with you, and that is a good pair of binoculars. I know often it's overlooked, but you can't beat a pair of these. You're coming on an African adventure. You're coming to see our most amazing wildlife, okay, and our beautiful bird species, and you just can't really appreciate them unless you have a good pair of these. Of course, they come in all different sizes, etc. I have an 8x42 type, and these are excellent for anything, and particularly birding. So if you enjoy birds, make sure that you get a nice pair of binoculars. There's nothing better than when you can see all those animals and birds nice and close up. So treat yourself to a pair of those. And then when it comes to cameras, I know all of our new iPhones and Samsungs and etc. have fantastic cameras, but I still don't think you can really catch some of those really good action shots, or a beautiful raptor in a tree far away, or some of our beautiful birds. So treat yourself to, all you need is a nice little compact point and shoot camera. They come in, there are so many different models these days. And treat yourself to a nice camera. You could get something small like this. You can get yourself a little bit of a bigger option. You know, you want something with a fairly decent zoom. And unless you're a major photographer out there and you're going to bring all your lenses, your SLR camera, etc., and you're going to be taking lots of amazing shots, bring those. But for the most part, including myself, I like a camera that kind of thinks for me, that I can point in the general direction and it's going to take a fantastic photograph for me. So treat yourself to a nice camera. I promise you it'll really be worth it. Okay, so that's the technology out the way. Right, let's chat about shoes quickly. So you're coming on your safari, okay, but let's say you're here, certainly it doesn't matter really whether you're here in winter or summer. During the day it can get really hot. Okay, you want to get yourself a nice pair of safari sandals. Okay, so you can of course bring your closed shoes and wear shoes and socks, etc. But as I said, it can get quite hot, so treat yourself to a nice pair of safari sandals. They've got that little velcro at the back there, and you can do what I do, is if it's a little bit cool in the morning, I wear socks with them. Yes, I know I will look like a tourist, but you know what? I can wear socks with these, and when it gets hot I can take those socks off and then I've got nice cool feet. These are a little bit more of a heavy duty safari sandal, so you can get something like this as well. Okay, and then for the day, what you really want to look at is when you're not on safari. You know, you want to have more leisure wear, and I'll talk to you about the clothes shortly, but bring yourself a nice pair of cool flip-flops. You can't beat that. You've been on a safari, your feet are hot, you have a nice shower and everything, and you want to relax for the rest of the day. You need a nice pair of flip-flops just to slip onto your feet, and those can be just your general all-purpose shoe. And if you don't have any other closed shoes, you can't beat a nice pair of sneakers. Okay, so get a nice little light pair of sneakers and you can always fit that in your bag. Okay, alright, so that's shoes out the way. Let's talk about hats. So of course you can never ever not be without your trusty baseball cap or just your general cap, etc. But I always find that these don't necessarily block out all the sun. So at the end of the day, maybe you want to focus on getting yourself a really nice safari hat, okay? And you know, these really shade your head all the way around, but make sure that you get one with a nice string underneath. There's nothing worse than when you're on a safari jeep and you are screaming off into the distance trying to find some lion kill that you heard about, okay, and your hat flies off the jeep because it's going so fast. So make sure you have that drawstring. It'll keep that hat on your head, but it's really nice to have one of these, so treat yourself to one. Okay, alright, so that's hats out the way. Let's get on to some clothes. So important, whether you're coming here in summer or winter, you need a nice jacket. Okay, just a lightweight jacket, so this is going to protect you from the rain, okay, if you're coming in a bit more summer and you're coming in the rainy season, but of course it's going to be also warm if you're coming in winter. Now, when we talk about the cold in winter, we're just mainly talking about when you are on your game drives early in the morning. It can be absolutely freezing. I can't even explain how cold it can be. So you might look at the temperatures and go, oh, well, that doesn't look so cold. But you've got to take into consideration you're on an open Jeep, okay, and you've got the wind chill factor. It gets absolutely freezing on those Jeeps, but only in the morning, and then for the rest of the day, it's pretty warm. But you need one of these, okay? So get yourself, this is just like a North Face jacket that I have, and it really is just an all-purpose and very nice and easy for me just to kind of roll up like this, and I just pop that into my backpack and I take that with me wherever I go, and I know that I'm always set for any kind of weather conditions. Okay, right, I'm just going to throw my clothes over there as I talk to you about them. Okay, tops. So the kind of safari shirt you want. Now, there's a lot of issues with the whole color of beige. I know this because of all my guests that I've had in the past. Okay, and for the most part, you do not only have to wear beige, muted colors. All right, you only really need that, especially if you're on the wildlife trip. and you're on the in the lower Zambezi, we have an issue with tsetse flies, which are attracted to bright colors, black, blue, as well as any kind of bright colors. But also you have other activities there that we don't do anywhere else, like going on a beautiful guided bushwalk or something like that, and we want to blend as much into the bush as we can. So what you can do is you can wear colors on the first part of your trip and then keep all your beige clothes for the end of the trip. For those of you who might be going on the Kruger extension, a little bit similar, when you go out at night, you might want to wear more muted colors, especially also because of mosquitoes. Okay, so you can keep those beige clothes for the extension that you're going to go on. So just to show you, like for example, I've got these safari shirts. You can see mine, a nice turquoise blue, so I would keep this for the beginning of the trip. Really nice, easy to wash, they don't crease, okay, and they've got a sunscreen in them. I've rolled the sleeves up on this one so you can actually see, so you can wear them long sleeve, shorter sleeve, very nice and versatile. So I've got that in a nice pink color. And here is the wonderful beige. Don't worry, I don't like this color either, but I know that I need this color, so I will keep this in my suitcase for the end of the trip when I know that I'm going to need it, but you've got to have your trusty beige colors. Okay, and sorry, let me just get this. As far as your pants go, so these are the safari pants. What I've actually done here is I've made the one side into shorts, and these are just fantastic because you've got a long pant there, and then you can actually just unzip that, and then they actually change into shorts. It's quite fun getting the zip back on. It's like a little jigsaw puzzle, but these are very handy to have, very easy to wash. All of this is the kind of thing that you need to treat yourself to, because honestly you just wash it and it's dry within 30 minutes, and it's rolls up really nice and flat in your suitcase, and it's nice and light. Okay, so that's perfect for summer, perfect for winter. Treat yourself to that. And for example, get some capris as well. You can wear a pair of capris or shorts as well on any of your game drives. Maybe not at night, but when you go out in the afternoon or something like that, you might want a pair of shorts, particularly if you're coming in summer. As I said, it gets really hot out there. So treat yourself to also some shorts or capris or something like that that you can wear on those drives. Something that I would really encourage you to bring is what I would call a little gilet. This is like a little fleece gilet, and you can't beat one of these. Sometimes the weather it's not cold, but it's not so hot, and you just need something really on your body. You don't want to wear a thick fleece or something. These little gilets, just cut off sleeves and everything, are fantastic. I might have them in a different color, something like that, or a little bit more of an olive green. Get yourself one of these that can match any of your clothes, and it's just such a versatile item to have. So I would really recommend you get something like that. Okay, if you are coming in winter, you need a thick, I promise you, thick, okay, fleece. This should be the only bulky piece of clothing in your luggage. You don't need anything else. The rest is going to be made up of layering. So I'll talk to you about that now. But this fleece, really nice and thick. You would need many layers of clothing on an early morning game drive if you're coming in our winter months. Okay, so any time between, I would say, May, but particularly June, July, and August. June, July, August, you need layers. You need a thick fleece, okay, like that. And you would need that jacket, and you would need gloves. All right, definitely gloves. And there's another item of clothing here that I would recommend, and this is something that you need in whatever season you're coming in, and these are called buffs. It's a little Australian invention, a piece of material, but such a versatile thing. Okay, so in summer you can wear that nice around your neck. You wear that, you can even wet it, so it can be nice and cool around your neck. Okay, and then let me just put this one on for you. And then what you can do as well, if there's a lot of dust, okay, or even with COVID now, of course, might be something that we're doing more often. You wear it over your mouth, okay, like that. Okay, you can wear it right over your head if it is cold, and cover your ears. And so it keeps you cool and it keeps you warm. All right, whichever one. And as I said, you wear that over your ears. you need one or two of these. You can buy these really in any color, but I know Amazon have them, and you can't go without a buff. So really make sure that you treat yourself to a few. And when you get home, you can still use them, because you can use them in the garden, you can use them on the golf course. A really nice little versatile piece of clothing to have. Okay, as I said, with layering, you know, if it is really cold and you're coming in those winter months, maybe some thin polar neck tops that you can wear, so you've got lots of thin layers. Or for example, here I'd have a little, like a gym top with a zip, but also thin. And so what you want to be wearing, you can bring Spencers, okay, something like that, and layer safari shirt, and then your buffs, okay, and a scarf, gloves, etc. You will need them, I promise you. And something else that I always bring are leggings, okay, and leggings for me are very versatile. Is one, I can wear them underneath my safari pants when I go out and it's very cold in winter on those early drives. I wear these, and then of course these can double up as leisure wear, so I can wear these in the evening or something like that, a nice pair of leggings with a nice long blouse over or something like that. Very versatile, ladies, so bring your leggings. Okay. As well, you know, doesn't matter when you're coming, whether it's summer or winter as well, a lot of these nice quick dry tops, they, you know, the dry sport tops, and very versatile. And also, of course, protecting you from the sun. So one, to keep you warm in the summer months, in the winter months, and of course to protect your arms, etc., and your body in the summer months. Okay, another little versatile piece of clothing that I've got here, we call these Kekois. Okay, they are absolutely beautiful. You get them in all different colors. You can treat yourself to one of these at some of the African markets we're going to be visiting. But the Kekoi, you can either wear that as a sarong when it's nice and hot, but what we do with these often as well, and even if you want to bring a scarf from home, is when it is hot you can wet this, okay, and we actually do this, they do this in the Sahara Desert, I mean it really works for them. So we wet this like this, and you wear something around your neck like this, and it really keeps you nice and cool. So you can just bring a scarf from home, and then when you're here and you go shopping, you could even treat yourself to one of these beautiful Kekois. Alright, and if it's cold, you can even wear it as a little shawl over your clothing, you know, so you've got a little shawl there, so just giving you some options. Okay, and then, you know, that's all you need on the safari front, is a few little choice items of clothing like that after every activity you can just quickly wash, they dry. Just talking about laundry as well, is you would either be doing your own laundry on the trips, or the hotel, they all have and offer that facility, but there are no laundromats as such. Okay, so just wanted to let you know about that. But all of these things, if you treat yourself to those, are so easy to wash and just dry, and as I said, for the most part they're going to be dry within 30 minutes, so it's nice and quick. They layer really nicely in your suitcase, or if you prefer rolling your clothes, they roll very nicely. You can even get those nice packing cubes that I've really felt are so handy, where you can pack all your different clothes in those little packing blocks, and they lie really nicely in your bag. Onto that quickly, your bag that you want to be bringing with you. You want to be bringing, generally, especially if you're on the Africa wildlife trip, you want to be bringing a soft duffel bag. Because we are going onto a charter flight, and they do require a soft bag like this. So we do have that weight limitation. On the African Odysseys trip, which covers Namibia, we don't necessarily have that weight restriction. There would be another example, a little bit bigger, but of course we can't go too big on those duffel bags, because they all need to fit into our charter flight. Okay, and just lastly, as I said, you are not always on a safari. You're not always on an activity where you're going to be needing safari clothes. So bring your beautiful leisure clothes from home. And when I say leisure clothes, for you guys, you want to be bringing shorts and t-shirts and shirts, anything nice like cotton. And ladies, you want to be bringing anything. Bring your beautiful little cotton dresses. I bring these lovely cotton dresses, and these just really keep me cool, okay, and I can wear those during the day. I can wear them at night when we go to dinner and it's really hot. in summer. In winter, of course, you might have to bring that, and that's very nice, as I would wear more leggings and more longer sleeves. But really, you mainly only need sort of thin things, layers. But bring some of your leisure clothes, and it doesn't matter what color they are. You can honestly bring any color you want. Okay, so I think that is about everything. I really hope that this little video is going to help guide you and take that off of your mind, okay, so that you can just focus on coming to Africa, okay, and having the most amazing trip and seeing all of our wonderful wildlife. So without further ado, let me say goodbye, and I hope to see some of you on your next trip. Thank you very much. Bye.